Hello, my name is Edward. Today I will be presenting my final assessment for decision making for business. The focus of this presentation is the pressing issue affecting both consumers and the industry. Today's topic is solving Australian EV charging infrastructure gap. Over the next few minutes, I'll explain the scope of the problem, applying relevant economic framework, and demonstrate how data analysis can support smarter evidence-based decision making. Let's begin. Australian current electric vehicle charging infrastructure is failing to keep up with the rapid increase in EV adoptions. This mismatch represents significant challenge for consumers, logistic operators, and policymakers. The analysis represent here drawn on data and reports from a reputable source such as New South Wales Government, Electric Vehicle Council, Energy New South Wales, NRMA, and the Department of Climate and Energy, emphasizing the growing pressure on the existing charging network. Let's begin with the core topic, supply and demand. September 2024, Australia has sold over 85,000 EVs, representing almost 10% of the new car sales, meaning a 13% increase from last year. Yet, we only have around 1,000 public charging sites and approximately 2,000 of fast and ultra-fast charging stations. State like New South Wales has the most charging station, over 250 charging stations, but the area like Northern Territory, where the where the only where they only have fewer than 12 charging stations, meaning the gap between the demand and infrastructure supply poses a risk of EV uptake, particularly in regional areas where chargers access is critical for travel confidence and fleet operation. Consumer choice is one way to understand this issue through a lens of consumer and producer choice. New South Wales is addressing this gap through a 2021 EV strategy. The government is investing $171 million rollout, over 650 public chargers across 391 sites, including curbside station and council car park. Why is this so significant? According to the Ministers of Energy, Penny Sharps, 30% of New South Wales drivers don't have accessibility to a private parking, meaning they can't charge their EV at home. These investments are crucial to expand choice for renters and apartment dwellers. Moreover, New South Wales is offering $3,000 rebate for on stamp duty exception for an EV under $70,000, making any more accessibility across income group. Market structures. Another useful lens is market structure. The EV charging network in Australia is an oligopoly, meaning that a fewer players like NRMA, Ampol, EV, and ChargeFox dominate the infrastructure market. These companies benefit from economic scale and often operate in urban centers where usage is high and the return on their investment is guaranteed. However, the regional area where the demand density is low, these firms lack incentive to build unless the government have provided them with subsidies. This creates a market inefficiency and slow down EV adoptions in various areas where public charges is needed. To resolve this, public-private partners and strategic planning are essential to extend access equitably across region. Business analytic Excel tools. To support my analysis, I use three Excel tools: pivotal table and pivotal charge. So essentially, I group charges by state and charges by type. This clearly shows New South Wales, Victoria, and Queensland dominate in the area, whilst NT, Tasmania, and ACT it's underserved. The pivotal charge also visualize an imbalance in the EVs across those states. Logic and lookup functions. If and lookup, I identify which state fall below national average of 148 charges. This helps target where infrastructure rollout should be prioritized. Summary statistic. I calculate the mean, median range, standard deviation in schooners. The range is 282 from Northern Territory to New South Wales, and the standard deviation is 107.5, showing a high viability. The data is slightly skewed to the right, meaning that there's some fewer states are only equipped while others are lagging. So what did the data told us? Well, The data towards the mismatch between the EV sales and the infrastructure rollout. The EV uptake is accelerating faster than the charger installation, especially in the outer metro and rural area. This put pressure on consumers who face range anxiety and business, particularly logistic and fleet managers who sudden, who suddenly who is uncertain before transitioning to EV. How to support better decision making? Well, the government can benefit this by using the data to identify the underserved state like NT, TAS, and ACT and prioritize the funding rollout. Is also charge network providers like NRMA and MPO help determine whether next investment next can be better for the market coverage and public contact impact. Fleet operators and business inform the fleet transitional plan and by identifying a state that have liable charging station. Also support logistic tools, planning and management, and in delivery freight operations. In conclusion, in summary, my analysis has shown that Australian EV charging infrastructure is falling behind the pace of rising EV adoption, especially in regional area. Using Excel tool, I identified the key gaps and proposal data driven insight by supporting smarter infrastructure investment. This fleet planning, this project helped me and fleet planning, this project helped me to develop a critical employability skills in data analysis, decision making, and strategic communication skill that is essentially for any future role in business sustainability and public policy. Thank you.